once again, good evening, and apologies for we missed, I think, like two sessions, and it's actually not deliberate. Honestly, I've been swamped up with so many things coming up that was kind of I don't even know how to say. Probably there were no vision or so. But before we start fully, how are we? I'll take one by one feedback. So let's just know how is it transitioning into PM, growing in PM roles, or probably um, um, looking for a better opportunity in PM. So let's just take, I think, 2 minutes or 3 minutes each person. Yeah, max 3 minutes. Let's just go around and just get feedback. Maybe I could also give my own feedback. Who said I shouldn't? It's not also been a very crazy. So August was one of my craziest months with a lot of activities. So can you guys see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
It's on a presentation slide, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So um, let's go. I don't know who answered. Okay, because I'm on presentation. So let's see. Oh, I should probably. Anybody can start. So let's just how has it been? August. We didn't meet one on one. Sorry, we didn't have a full session like this. But I know that I had one on one sessions with a lot of people. So, but let's just generally how did August? How did we fare in the month of August? And are there questions that we need to quickly take, or just feedbacks, or some celebrations that we need to take for those that got a new job? I know that we had some good news that came in this month. So please, should I call names? Okay, let's start with Bathsheba. That's the first person I'm seeing on my screen. So Bathsheba, 2 minutes. Good evening. Mm, okay. Well, we wish you all the very best. Please make sure you come up top on that exam. Okay. Like I used to tell I when I was in when I was in school those years, and also being a youth leader, privileged to be a youth leader, I always tell people the first place to start with is to at least have a good grade. So please make sure you give us the good grade. Okay. Yeah, I know tech does not really mind grade these days. Tech doesn't mind grade, mine was on your head. But please come out with good grades so that at least those doors can open easily. Okay, so let's go with Temi. Temi, our darling Temi. Temi, let's go with you. 2 minutes. Feedback. Temi, are you there? Okay. Okay, are you ready? The next on my screen. Okay. 2 minutes. Feedback.
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good
I
evening.
don't know if you can hear me noise from my background.
Yeah, we can hear noise in your background.
Okay. Is it disturbing? Because I can.
We,
Can I go ahead?
yeah, go ahead. At least you're very
Okay.
audible.
Sorry for the noise. Happy Sunday to everyone. Good evening, Coach. Yeah, it's not. It's a, my August. It's been okay. Work. Applications, rejections. I'm still pushing through, and then I'm trying to round up with my the Scrum class that you asked us to take, the fundamentals of Scrum. So because my August has been choked, I've not been able to round up because I tend to come back from work very late and tired. So, but I think I have just two topics left to round up with the fundamentals of storm, and that's that. Still application and all of that. And believing that something will come up by God's grace. Thank you.
Something will definitely come up by God's grace. Well done, okay. Um, the the
Thank you.
the um first should I say the first you know um should I say the victory you can actually get somehow, trying to transition into PM, or even those that are quite very well experienced. The first hurdle that you need to pass is that consistency. I think it's just a hurdle. Be consistent in either you're in your role already trying to do well and do better, or you're trying to get something better, or you are just entering PM and trying to get something for the first time. Trust me, I have a whole lot of feedbacks. I won't say it happened to me, but I know a lot of people that have those feedbacks, and they're actually doing quite after they perseverance, and you know, and they finally get something. They're doing excellently very well. So yeah. Next person, tell me, are you ready? If not, Faith Philip. Faith, good evening. 2 minutes.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening. Then.
Well, for me, August was challenging. I got an internship role. I started in August.
Yay! I don't want to celebrate it, Faith. Congratulations. Go on. Thank you. I see now. Your everyone is celebrating you. It's worth celebrating, trust me. And as you celebrate others, trust me, your own is already there. Yeah. Go on, please.
Um, getting used to the system. They used to say being an intern is the same easy, but being an intern is a lot because everybody keeps giving you various tasks to do. Do the one you cannot do and the one you know how to do. But so far, so good. Feedback from my boss. Just few grounded changes here and there. I'm giving it the best, and others have been good.
Great.
Thank you, ma'am.
Great. Great. Well done and congratulations. Okay, so okay, Osita, are you ready? Or do we Osita, good evening. Yeah, okay, tell me you're ready. Go on, please. 2 minutes.
Good evening, ma.
Good
Good evening,
evening.
everyone.
Good evening.
Well, I've been applying for jobs. Well, I'm actually tired already. Like, I just want a paid role already. Like, can I just get a job already? But also upskilling the basic fundamentals that it says I should take.
Mm.
That's what I'm currently upskilling with my family.
All right. Okay, so like I said, perseverance and consistency. Trust me, something will come. And those, the this period, I know that let me not speak because someone will say, okay, I'm talking from my own, but this period that you have actually to upskill, don't take it for granted because the time is coming when you actually not have the time, especially when you're in the middle of the job, and you find out that those upskills you did while you were waiting, they say the waiting window, will save you 10 times all over and over and over. And I can speak that from experience, um, as someone that's been in tech for some time. So, tell me, please hang on there and just know that something is sure going to come, okay? All right, so let's take Faith. Ifodua, 2 minutes. Is Faith there? Okay, okay. Okay, so if Faith is not there, let's take Adeleke. I'm just reading it as I see it on my screen. Adeleke, can you speak? Faith Ifolu, are you there? Okay. Virtue, are you there? Can you speak? Feedback, 2 minutes. Okay. So I'll just take it that is either you are.
Hi, ma, can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good evening, ma. Good evening, everybody.
Good
So,
evening.
yeah,
Okay,
so
please, please, I got
August
your
for me,
feedback. Yeah, go on, please. Yeah.
alright, August for me was like, I forgot the name of the person that just spoke now. Also applying for roles, but I think one good thing that I say kind of happened in August was, there's like a laptop scholarship program I applied for. I don't know if you've heard of this one called Hard Tonic. It's for MacBook. I'm currently like in the final stage, which I'm really grateful for because there are like over 9,000
Wow.
applicants and I made like top 70. So
Wow.
I think for me, it actually has helped me to like boost my morale more to want to apply for things. Because prior to that, I'm already getting tired of the rejections. But at least see that I'm able to like scale to like these thousands of persons as well. I think that's giving me opportunity, so giving me more morale to
Moral and strength.
want to, yes, want to apply for more roles. So
Hmm.
I've also been making I started that Scrum study that you posted, so I'm almost done with it. And to be very honest, that's been really really helpful. And I'm also currently working with collaborating with a team on a hackathon program. So yes, and I attended tech events I think last week, and even though it's September, but it's part of it. So yes, I was able to network with a lot of persons which I'm actually grateful because I've never networked with anybody. So I think that's very helpful how my month has been. So yes,
Definitely, definitely packed month. Well done. Well done, Virtue. Trust me. Like I said initially, well, the time of waiting for the role to finally come in, a lot of things will happen. Let's not take some of those things for granted. So big congratulations on being selected for that opportunity and even getting close to the finals, and you will get to the finals and you make us proud. So it's something worth celebrating, and people are already saying congratulations. So big congratulations, and we await the final good news and every other thing. Ability to network, meet more people, become more audacious in your dream and your aspirations. Write your own story. As a PM, you are the brand of your own self. I hope we all know that, right? You're a brand as a PM. As a PM, you're a brand, irrespective of who you are working for. So maybe that's one thing I'm also going to keep saying this month of September. So please build and be audacious with you as that brand. Understand? So Adeleke, can you hear us? 2 minutes feedback for month of August. Are you ready?
good evening, ma.
Good
Good evening, everyone.
evening. Good evening.
Um, there was really nothing much. I started my PPA this August, and I was able to take off some courses, the one recommended for us, and I added some things to my CV as you suggested. So I've been trying to apply for intern roles or though I've not seen any volunteer roles, but I've been trying to apply for intern role. So I I don't know. I don't really have much about the sending cold mail because I don't know. I'm still a bit reserved. Maybe let's say not confident about the skills I have. So I've been a bit I've been holding back in sending cold mails. So that's basically month of August for me.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I heard it clearly. Um, the fact that you are actually taking steps and doing something matters, and that is key. Between you and someone that is not doing anything at all, trust me, there is a whole big huge difference. Okay. And there's this phrase I always say anywhere if you work with me or I'm at home, and I used to say that it's not the day that you cut a tree that it actually dries up. It's a big adage in Igbo land, and I had that a lot from my mom, and she used that to guide me. So I just want to say it. So you are doing, as long as you're not just doing nothing, as long as you're taking the baby steps, one or two things, saying hello to somebody, entering sessions like this, sharpening your skill set, soft skills and technical skills. yeah, something good will surely come out. And your brand, your personality, your being more confident in yourself. Most of the time, it has to do with also um, networking exposure and a little bit of experience. So your networking, meeting people, entry sessions, I've explained to us how to network out of your own network if you want to be a good if you want to have like a global visibility, how to network out of your network. And I remember that I used myself an example. And I know that there's somebody that's been doing that back to back. In fact, she's not on the call. I think that's Morolua and one other person. And please take it serious. It actually pays. And how do you do that in terms of networking? This is for I think it was Adeleke. Yes. So if you are following me, for instance, um, trust me, most of the people that I really you see me like comment or interact on their maybe post or anything is either you are a mentee, or is either you are a very 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 close friend, or is either we are on the project, or is either um I actually look up to these people. So what I advise is, if you see me sorry about that noise at the background. If you see me um using me as an example, if you see me either commenting on this person, or you see me on an organization platform, try and either follow that person or that organization. There is something that you learn from there. There is something you gain from there. Okay. So that said, let's quickly dive in. And please feel free to stop me, raise your hand. I want it's not training. No, this is not training. This is mentorship session. I know a lot of people try to do full training in the mentorship sessions. No, that's why I prefer to be one on one with those that I'm my mentees. My DM is 100% open anytime, because that's what mentorship is all about. It's about for you to be able to be there for those that you are mentoring anytime, any day, and guide them from experience, not actually from the book. Okay, so please feel free to stop me. This whole slide is just to refresh our memory, because I know a lot of people here are coming from either tech for dev or um uh what's their name again, Africa, something Africa. So, and some are also close, personal. So please feel free to stop me, and I will take any question. So I know that the last time that we had the session, I tried to talk on vision, strategy, and road mapping, but I felt I should uh, come in again, because I didn't share the content, because it was roughly on my manuscript. I had my book up. I said to just put on hold, so I wanted to do some things first before releasing the book. But it was on my manuscript, but I needed to clean up some things, so that it won't be like it's training. I wanted it to be something relatable and easy for just you can be able to make sense out of it. That was why I said, okay, let me not share it. Let me bring it back again and get feedbacks, on this product vision, strategy, and road mapping as a product manager. And then we'll also look at product life cycle. And then, of course, I am very big at making sure that my mentees understand the different types of product managers, because it will help you with your training, your upskilling, and the roles you are chasing for. In fact, even those you are going to be networking with, or else you'll be lost. Product management is, I don't even know, it's like a big ocean. I don't, that's how I can explain it. Can you imagine? Okay, for instance, someone like me, I'm still learning, and I'll continue to learn, and I'm not even ashamed of it. So it's quite big. So it's very important that as someone coming into product, or even as an experienced person, you understand the different types of product managers out there. I see people talking about TPM and all of it. I used to tell them, if you don't know the different types of product managers, forget about being a TPM, because it could be very very confusing, and then you jump in and then you find yourself frustrated. Okay, and then you can also know when to say no, because it's not everything you say yes to if you don't. So with you understanding the different types of product managers out there, and so you can be able to keep your skill sets, especially technical skill sets, towards it. It helps a lot. Okay, so now in a very clear um, explanation. I'm just going to go through the vision again. What is product vision? What is the product strategy? How do you develop one as a product manager? And then product road mapping. And I'm just going to ask a few questions, and maybe so that we can have that, deliberation, and get to really dive in, because there are some things that I will advise someone transitioning into product manager, product management, or product as a product manager, just transitioning, or associate level. There are some things I will advise, but then there are also some advice I will give someone that is in a senior level. Do you understand? And then I also have some level of advice I can also give to someone that is probably climbing towards director level. And I can say this with all humility, because I've somehow passed through all those phases. And I think I'm not the Gen Zs, and I think most people on this call are the Gen Zs. Please correct me if I'm wrong, right? Yeah. So if I'm not the Gen Z, and I know that most of my people are the Gen Zs, so it could help. And even if you're not the Gen Z, probably you are a little bit close to where to my own side. You will understand, you know, in terms of experience and also where I'm coming from. So, um, I started by saying that um, these three elements, product vision, strategy, and road mapping, you understand, will guide the development of your product, and also aligns your team and stakeholders towards the common goal. And most of the time, the goal of having a product, or trying to build a product, software product, or a platform, or anything, it's to solve a problem. You identify the problem, you want to solve it. The second one, of course, is to make revenue out of it. Trust me, if you're sitting where I sit, if a product is not performing, we yank it out of our portfolio immediately. In fact, you'll be told to take it out. Okay. So, but understanding how to set a clear vision for your products, understanding how to also interpret that vision, because it's possible that when you're transitioning, or at a junior level, or even associate level, you will not be worried about handling this thing. But it is important we understand, so that what product vision is, so that you can be able to interpret and communicate it properly well with your team, and as you're trying to enhance that product that has been handed over to you. Then strategy, and then the road mapping. So these three are very important, that guides your the development of your product, the health of your product. Okay. Now, what is a product vision? I said it's a high level description of your product long term purpose. It can't be you can't be speaking short term on your product vision. I don't know if you understand that. Um, like I said, this is not training, so let me give a little bit of example. For instance, you want to build a health a health app for maybe tracking medication, and that can help with pills, medication, consulting services to help providers. Do you understand? You can't be talking short term in your product vision. You will be you will need to have, I don't know if permits me permission as a Christian, you need to have that long sight that was it Moses that had. You will need to have that clarity in terms of who is this product going to serve. Um, how do I want to see the performance of this product in the next 5 years, 10 years? You need to make that projection in your product vision. Yeah, we know that things happen. Do you understand? So your product vision has to be long term, high level description of your product long term purpose and impact. It outlines what the product aims to achieve, who the target audience are, okay, um, and how it will solve particular problems or need. The product vision also serves as your north star. Yes, because ha, um, we're going to have a little bit of interaction, and if you are if you've been privileged, I'm sure almost everybody here, even if not for nothing, during your capstone project, you've been privileged to interact with um, um, product development team, okay, during your capstone project as a product manager. And also if you've been privileged to, maybe you're monitoring or you're doing a product tear down, or you are actually a product manager, especially the growth side, and you see how you manage your product, make sure that it's performing in the market, partnership alignment and a whole lot, growing that product and the platform itself that is the product, so they can be able to perform. So the product vision is a north star, so that you don't get distracted. It's like that light that is very far, that you are looking at it, and you are taking every single step to get to it. Guides the product team, it guides your stakeholders. So when a stakeholder is beginning to bring unrealistic coffee features and say, I need you to build this thing, the product vision, you can just pull up the product vision and say, this is what the product vision is. We wanted to have an app that, for example, the health app I just mentioned, that will help end users to remind them on their pills, that will help health professionals in consulting services on the platform. We do not want to start a hospital, or maybe we don't want to start going for hospital management and all of it. Do you understand? So it will just bring you back to check, because you're looking at that product vision. Please stop me if you have any question. It also provides, it also provides a clear direction for future product development. So even when you need to add enhancements, because when you have your product, especially speaking from software product perspective, you have your platform. Of course, you are not going to just sit, and maybe you had core 7 features that you were building from the beginning or on the initial roadmap. You're not just going to sit there, because when you look at the product vision, you know that there's some level of enhancement. Maybe you're talking about following up with the latest enhancement. So when those things are coming, customers are speaking, you will listen to them. It brings that clear direction. Key elements for a product vision: purpose. Yeah, I've mentioned that. Audience, very important. You must know who your product is going to serve. If you don't know who your product is going to serve, you will just be everywhere and you're achieving nothing. And like I tell my team at the office, I tell them the distraction and the noise is too much in tech. So if you don't know who you are serving, you end up being lost. And it will take time before the society and the nature will naturally just push you out of the game. Do you understand? So know your those three, you purposed, audience, and impact. Describe, or on impact is to describe the long-term outcome of your product. Your product aims to achieve, including the business and the market impact. So for me, being privileged to be an end-to-end, and also now currently sitting on strategy for products, I I can tell you performance or is very thin, is very key. Business goals is everything. um some organizations will give targets, while mine doesn't give targets. So performance is everything. How is your product performing? For example, when you wanted to build the product, you spend maybe 50M in building it. I've seen some budget are higher than that, even during what do you call it, during the project capstone project. I've seen budget around 500 million, half a billion to develop a platform and all of it. And yeah, if you ask guys like the guys in AI building AI platforms, they'll tell you it takes much more like that, even in dollars. So you can't finish that and then you won't be talking about business goals. So when the money came out, it's not going to go back where you came from. Our stakeholders not going to have a return on investment that they made building that platform. So these three key things are very key when you are defining a product vision: purpose, audience, and impact. And if for any reason a product is handed over to you and they say this is the product vision, that this is where excellence come in, and you are not hearing these three things, you can just say, oh, what's the purpose of, you could ask those questions. Who are the audience? What impact are we trying to achieve? And that's how one of the ways you can make that difference as either incoming, associate, or senior. So let me just speak on this three level, you know. And the product vision is critical in aligning all stakeholders. Very, very, when alignment, everybody can be on the same page, including the product team. I just mentioned a few, but there are much more other stakeholders. Sales team are also part of the stakeholders. I didn't mention the marketing team, product marketing. They are also part of the stakeholders because they need to understand customer experience, and yes, they are also part of the stakeholders. Okay. And then we look at strategy. I'm going to release this document. Finally, at least I was able to put it all together. So that you can also always go through it and it will help. So in terms of product strategy, it guides all product related decisions from design, engineering to marketing and sales. I'm just going to A successful product strategy creates a comprehensive plan that outlines how the company, the team will deliver value to users. So that's in terms of product strategy. So you find out that you need the vision to come up with a strategy. Do you understand? But in your strategy document, you also need to document the vision. Okay. Now let's look at the elements for key elements for a product strategy document. Product vision. Good. You said I mentioned it. So you need to have the vision. Yes, the vision is the first thing. Most of the time, is always from the owner of the product. Is either the CEO or the product owner. There's that always come up with that vision. Oh, currently my boss said, oh Messi, I want us to solve a problem in construction. We Do you understand? And he started explaining and explaining, and most of the time that is all he gives, and he asks, okay, please take off. And my boss happens to be the CEO, and as a product owner, I runs with that. That's all. He doesn't do much, and then I come up with the documentation, and then we go through it together. Can this work and can that not work? So the product vision has to be in it. Inside challenges. So you need to envision challenges that could be experienced so that you and the stakeholders are already aware of it. Okay, can you guys still hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, then approaches in terms of methodology, you will need to probably document some level of approach. Um, Development approach, launch approach, your go to market approach, your operational approach, infrastructure cloud approach. These are the places you will need to document things like this. And from experience, I've been privileged to be working on product strategy for a long time. Before even where I am currently, almost going to 3 years where I am, but before where I'm coming from, I've been doing that, and then also happen to own my own platform myself. Accountability approach, you need to be thorough. 360. You're not going to leave anything out, because for instance, maybe, and most of the time your product strategy document is what your investors are looking at. Not Is almost every time that's what they're asking for. They want to see the strategy document for this product. Maybe they want to invest. Do you understand? So you need to be 360 in it. I also happen to be a mentor with Tony Elumelu Foundation currently, and having to be reviewing proposals, and most of them are platforms, trying to build a software, trying to build a platform, and all these things has to be accountability. Come to accountability. This is where you need to you yourself need to know what you are doing. You need to be sound. You also assembling in your accountability. You are talking about the team that you'll be working with, so at least to some level, and showing their skill and professionalism and experience if possible. All these things, or the likely. So sometimes we also define who should be on that thing, even if they're not even existing, but you need to define them. So that's where accountability comes in. Okay, so strategy formation steps. Now trying to now develop a strategy document. Strategy sessions, data insights, and team input. So I remember early this year, if I want to use myself as a little experience, early this year, and I happen to be a management at the management level, and every year for the past 3 years that I have been the one when I entered the organization as a management staff actually, and but this year on took a different turn, as in took a different turn because um strategy session this year took us almost a month, sometimes twice a week, and sometimes some management team will like, is this thing not too much? And then my CEO will say, if you are not able to clearly conceive and write down what your strategy as a management staff is for your department, or and mine happens to be the department that now manages the products for the organization, and the rest are supporting tech, network, and all customer service and all of it, finance. If you're not able to articulate and bring these things down, and we can shake it and evaluate it and flush out and bring in, and you can explain, because trust me, in terms of sessions, so you will need to enter those sessions if you're privileged to be able to be in those sessions. And even if you're not privileged, you can work your way to be. I've seen a lot of product managers being called to join, product manager not at the senior level, being called to join strategy session, and it happened also this year for my organization. And I know it happens to most of the big guys. They could just say, "Oh, this one is exceptional product manager. He understands. He handled this product properly very well. So let him be in the strategy session." And you can be, that's what it means to be on the table and bring your contribution. Data insight is also part of the formation. You have to, whatever you are bringing, whatever suggestions you're bringing in your strategy has to be backed with data. Okay, if you are saying, okay, um, we should focus on the first, maybe the first quarter of the year, we are focusing on maybe two MVPs. You need to come with the data that shows this is why you think that this MVP with these features is what we should focus on. It's not just, it can't be sentiment or just be, oh, I just assume, nothing like assumption. So maybe, yeah, customers may want, maybe they may want things, they want to say things like this. Maybe we need to enhance our user experience, even though we have built out like maybe 4 MVPs that have gone live. So all these things. Then education, of course, when you are done building the strategy document, you need to you need to bring it home. You need to bring it down and explain to your team. So as a product manager, you may be explaining the strategy document, maybe hand it over to you, or maybe develop yourself. You may be explaining to your development team. You may be explaining to the sales team. You may be explaining to the marketing team. Um, that's where the promote and storytelling. You need to tell them. And if I also use myself as an example, we have every month, once every month, a session every month where we get to, you know, the entire organization and come together and we take one or two products, and the product managers or the product leads, most of the time the MD or myself, get to come and tell the, the expectation, tell the team members, even the drivers, so that, because everybody is a brand ambassador as long as your product or your organization is concerned. And then the road mapping, which is the embedded. So you now, um you must clearly, I remember that, I don't know if it is on this session, the previous one, but for emphasis sake, just in case I missed it, in terms of roadmap, we are going in there. There are different types of roadmap. There is a high level roadmap, there is a middle level roadmap, there is different types of roadmaps. Okay, so you need to, the long, the short term, you need to be able to plan it, even if it is not detailed, like not detailed. You need to be able to, your OKRs, you need to be able to show, and then execution. I've mentioned, I think during the vision, I mentioned approach. Yes. So that's execution. Okay. Um, Importance of product strategy. Why is it important? Just for you to read up. Provide direction, of course, and focus, align with business strategy, meet customers' needs, differentiate from competitors, Trust me, computer analysis is good. But do you know that computer analysis is killing a lot of products? Because instead of product managers or product directors or heads of products to be creative and innovative, they are busy doing competitive analysis and looking at every single damn features from their competitor. And then you end up building exactly what your competitor have, and then there'll be no difference. And you find that maybe when your competitor has it, they will decide to up their game, and then you're in the market and nobody knows about you. For instance, there's a difference between money points, OPay. For instance, my own company, we have one U bank that just came in. We've been on card design, as in card design for one U bank, and for almost 2 months, you know, every management meeting we are brainstorming different designs, and the very moment two stakeholders, and happen to also as all the senior managers are stakeholders, is saying no to one design, trust me, it's taken down. And the design team will go back, the person in charge of design will go back and they will create, maybe bring in another 10. So differentiate from your competitors. That's why your product strategy is very important. And also maximize resources. Allocate resources efficiently. It will help to say, okay, do you want to take this product live with 10 or 15 development team? You are going to break down their salary package with everything as a product manager, especially if you are from the high level. But most of the time, if it is handed over, it may be taken out. But if it's not taken out, you need to be paying attention to it. Do you understand? Timeline. Yeah. Provide roadmap for success also. Yeah. Product roadmap overview. So we are here, the big guy, the roadmap itself. A product manager has a multifaceted role. We all know that. Someone said if they have known that this is how it is, they were just going to become a front end engineer or a back end engineer or an essay. Do you understand? But let me also say this. I'm sure we all know product managers, yeah, considerably earn much more than most of the developers on the same level, And in fact, I think is um in Nigeria, I'm really I'm very happy with the trends that are happening. You know, before, what you have more is the other, not the non-coders in tech, but now the non-coders in tech are performing, which is like product managers or software project managers. I've been on interview 2 weeks. We're trying to recruit a senior level software development, a software project manager for our bank, and you know, having to sample all kinds of CVs and look at quality experience. Sometimes you are with a dilemma of who do you pick and all of it. So it simply shows something. We are gradually, moving out from consumption to producing, something from here. So strategic responsibilities in driving the success of your products, that is heavily on the product manager. And when I use the word product manager, it simply means, could be entering product manager, could be associate, it could be senior, it could be director, it could be head of product, it could be some organizations but I doubt, mostly not in Nigeria, VPs, even a VP or even a product owner is called product manager. Yes, that's like the most. That's the main. I don't know. That's the main thing. Every other thing is just promotion. Experience and promotion comes, but you're still a product manager. Okay, so um, still in definition, the use of product road mapping will allow you to drive the success of. Now, after you have gotten your vision, you have put your strategy together. Now, the next thing, remember that your strategy, where if you look at when you also go through the document again, there is a place for roadmap to document the roadmap. Now, after the vision, and there is a whole lot of approvals and clearance, you've gotten all that. The next thing you're looking at is gathering data. and then coming up with a clear roadmap to be able to deliver. I came with a little bit of sample, just to show us a little bit of from um, high level to being able to bring a roadmap down, drop it down a little bit from my life experience. Okay, so um, the rest of the before I go further, that this is the three one. So the next one on for us to really now look at, if you look at this place, is understanding the product life cycle and then the types of product managers. But before I take those two, I will take questions, please. Questions, contribution, feedback, or experience. Please, let's quickly take it, and then we can quickly look at the product life cycle. Are we still there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I did. Okay, so do we have any questions, or we need any further clarification, or have we encountered having to develop roadmaps so far, and how do you go about it?
Yes, I have. Can I speak?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, so last last of the task I was assigned was having to put together the road project that the organization that we're working on. So I had to go back to looking at when the project started and what were the features and the deliverables for each quarter of the product development phase and where we are at it. So after I went through that, I was able to develop the product roadmap to where they are, to where the project is, what the team has done, and also create a roadmap for what is to be done in the future or what needs to be done. So for me, that's what I was able to do. I used a template from Lucid Chart to do it to develop the roadmap.
Okay, okay, well done. So that means when the project started, there was no roadmap, which is always the case most times. I don't know why. There was no roadmap. Then you come in and have first of all to document, and then so I just want to ask a follow up question. So the subsequent roadmap, the one that's for the future, did you just develop it on your own, or do you have to sit with someone, or maybe the product owner?
Yes, I sat with the operations officer. She's like a product person also, and she's like a stakeholder in the project. So I sat with her and we came up together with it. Although I know in the future they are going to go forward, we might have to make some additions and add some
Of course,
things.
it's a living artifact. The product roadmap,
But
yes.
I was able to do it with the chief operating officer.
Officer, of course, of course. Well done, Faith. Well done. Yeah, that was why I mentioned that when my role as from head of operations, now currently being the chief CEO, I handle almost all the strategy, um, development, and then be able to bring it out to my team. So, but I want to get another person experience on either product strategy. I would take out vision, because no, or so. But in terms of vision, would be what is the vision of the products you're working on? Can you like just give a brief overview of? So that's the question. If you want to take it, strategy, vision, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Virtue.
Okay, mine is actually a question. So
Okay.
it's more about product strategy. Yes, so it's in the line of product roadmap. So I know we were talking about the fact that product roadmap actually deals with like let's say development. Okay, yes. Like she just answered now that she talked about what she wants product to be like after that. So in terms of let's say you are more like marketing, but in terms of okay, what you want, how much of traction you want the project to
So
have.
product roadmap is not only for development end. It's actually end to end. Yes. So go on. So like yeah, but go on then.
Okay, my already answered because I was going to ask that. So in terms of what we are talking about, let's say the traction of the product, how do you see your product in like let's say the next 2, 3, 4 years or the next
That's a
1 year?
that's a long term. If on when I will send back when I send back this, you still go through it. That's a long term roadmap. Most of the time it's a smart objective in terms of that roadmap, saying okay, in the next 5 years we want to be hitting 50 billion. Do you understand? And that will spoil the activities of the marketing team, the sales team, because if that's the object, if that's the smart, if that's the one of the objective that is smart, measurable, tangible, and all of it, then you will have to do what it takes in time when the product has gone live, sales and marketing to be able to meet that. And then the development team will have to stay there to make sure that the platform is serving the users to be able to get that objective. Yeah. So roadmap is all is product management in terms of roadmap. It's not development, it's not product life cycle.
All right, thank you.
All right, then you're welcome. Yes, Faith, please.
Okay, sorry, ma. When you were trying to talk about developing a product and trying to put in your features different from your competitors, when you talked about something about competitive analysis, I think I had a little bit of challenge last week with regards to that. So the MD of team reached out to me and told me to just create. Okay, the task was create a one-page document on why Bunty. So the project basically, the vision of the project is to modernize the restaurant industry. So we are trying to help restaurant owners track their orders, their inventory, and make their services easy. So he was trying to meet up with the clients that they wanted to start using the product. So he reached out to me and said, I should do a one-page document that differentiates the product from other existing product and services. So I don't know, what just clicked in my head was he was talking about the competitive analysis. So I did a one page document using Excel. He said he wanted a one page. So I used Excel, and when I delivered the document, he said that the the document, there was no distinct feature between our product
And
and
the
the
rest in the
other
market.
product. So I don't know. It was a bit confusing, and so why are we now doing the product if there's no difference
Okay.
between our product and overhead product?
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like I said, maybe sitting on the position where I sit, I can see some things clearer. Just experience, not really. I'm not very too much of a book. I know I train a lot, but I still happen to be having too much of experience more than even the training. So here's the thing: when you want to solve a problem, that using technology, and and then and then trying to build a software solution, which happen that ends up being a product. We have noticed, but I have also noticed because a lot of product owners, CEOs, founders, the ones that are successful at it, aside the fact that consistency is also very key. You need to be consistent in the market before you can be heard with your product. Perseverance and be there. The ones that make the difference are the ones that identified a clear niche and a clear problem to solve. And most of the time, they take their eyes away from the competitor first. First, I'm telling you, I know that this is not what you see in training, product management class. It's not what you see in training because I don't know the book that I'm trying to come up with my own book and I trying to be on hold because by the time I release my book, it's going to be a little bit crazy. I think that's because what is being trained is totally almost 80% or 70% different from when you get live, when you start seeing the thing live, you know. So you just need to have that. You see the people that make this thing very difficult for product managers are these founders, are these product owners. They're the one making it difficult, and I don't even know how we can preach this thing out. But the only thing is that it also end up biting, because if you are looking, you did a competitive analysis, maybe you got three competitors, and then you are using exactly their features to build. There will be no difference between what you are building at the end result, and the one for the other three. So maybe the only thing you're going to now trying to do is to try to do a lot of PR and make a lot of noise and pray that your voice will be more heard. But we know, if you look at what, for example, if you look at what's happening in artificial intelligence currently, where I'm trying to play seriously very well, you have to be distinct. Let me tell you, most of these product owners, I have noticed, they're not on LinkedIn. And if they're on LinkedIn, they don't have up to more than 500 or 1,000 followers. You know why? These guys are buried in building. They are buried in innovation, thinking. That's why their product can come out. And then even when other ones is going to be looking at their features and trying to recreate, they will still be dominating. Like for instance, ChatGPT. A lot of other ones have come out now, but the guys they are still standing strong. So that's always the first place to get it right, or else there'll be no difference. And then it becomes very difficult to sell your product. That is current, for example, faith where your boss is. So the only thing that can always save is experience, stakeholder management, um, maybe experience in the industry that can save you so that people can begin to use your product and not the other one. Do you understand? So that and I will just, if this one can just take as a product manager and you're under me aids, be first of all, find that niche you want to solve a problem with you and your team as a product manager. Remember, I said that product manager, even an MD, a founder, is a product manager. Find that thing you want to solve. Speak to your users. Speak directly to those users and draft and get your data and draft your requirements, and then begin to build, and then use what you have built to solve that problem. And then later on, you can now begin to do competitive analysis to see how well your product is performing. But don't please put competitive analysis in front before you start building, because the results will be almost a replica of what is out there, and it's become very difficult. For instance, Jumia and Konga. If the only thing that is saving Konga a little bit, but Konga is suffering that, The only thing that is saving people like Konga and even every other person. I mean, I'm a big in e-commerce. I own my own. I own an e-commerce platform myself. I'm still building. Now, the only thing saving Konga is the fact that the market e-commerce, digital commerce in Nigeria and Africa is still damn big. Nobody has, we're not started scratching it yet. So all of us entering, we have enough space and time. But very soon it's going to be a little bit, and then the clear difference will begin to be there. Is it logistics that should come to you? Should I come to you because of logistics? Or is it because of product reference when you are shopping? Or is it because of pricing? Those uniqueness will begin to come. So yeah, that's a good experience, Faith. And I'm very sure you've learned something with that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I also had a conversation with the CEO, and we decided to have a meeting on Monday
great.
to put some things in place.
So, if, as a product manager, let me give you this expo that, and I got it from being privileged to enter a lot of board meetings and management meetings. And my current MD or CEO, we always say that if you want to make a difference, bring something to the table. Faith is, as you're going to have that meeting with the CEO or the owner and the owner of the platform or product, don't go with fine clothes. Spend time, ironing the clothes in the morning. We do makeup. Take out time, eh, to research on the company vision and check if that product is meeting the company vision. Core values. Sometimes these product founders and owners, there are a lot of things they are doing. They just need that product manager that is thoughtful and diligent to bring that thing out that will make that difference. And with that, you can be able to have the right questions you're going to throw at him, have that discussion, note things down, and probably rejuggle your product backlog. Do you understand? And so that you can come out much more refined and make the difference. See other places you could solve a problem in food restaurant, right? What are other people not doing? See, you've gone to Booker, you've gone to a restaurant to eat. What are the challenges you faced that you wish that if there was a platform like this, would be solving that problem? Okay, that's my own little feedback. Fit, okay. Any other person, and we'll quickly any other feedback. I need feedback, so but is it making sense? Is this session making sense? Are we getting something from it?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
Okay, all right. And please, even if you are not currently okay, yes, Adelika, I'm going to take your session. I just want to chip in this advice. Even if you are not currently as a product manager, please let some of these things just be there with you. Let me tell you. For example, I'm just going to use myself as a little example. I envision myself building not just only software products but AI related, big AI. In fact, I want to go for my PhD in one of the AI technologies. And so I envision myself doing great things in the future in AI. But currently, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm not putting those things. The only privilege I have is I'm building software products, web application, enterprise SaaS, and all of it. But the only AI that I have done is a bot with chatbot, a chat base. So and that's like a little bit. I'm probably being in change. But I'm learning a lot. And I'm writing, I'm noting things down. I'm entering sessions like this, just like this. I'm entering sessions like this with some mentors that I in AI that I value so much and in technology. And I'm learning, so that when the time comes, I won't have to go and take a training for me to be able to deliver a product strategy, an AI product strategy, a document. No, I won't have to. It will just be there. It will just be natural, and I will bring it out, and everybody like me. Some of my boss will say, "Wow, Mercy, have you been? Were you born with it?" Okay, so just know that it's the process. Go through the process, and the opportunity, as long as you're well prepared, the opportunity is going to come. And when it comes, you will step in there and you do great things. Okay, Adele, here, let's take it.
Okay, thank you so much, ma. I just wanted to ask a question. It's not really related to product roadmap or strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you go about building a product that you cannot relate with? Because there is a certain level of commitment you put into something you can actually like relate with, as against something you can't really relate. Like maybe you want to build a product for a beauty industry or something like that, but you're not really someone that uses some of this product or most of this product. And then we can't really relate with most of the things in that like particular industries. So what is the best approach to take in building that kind of product?
Okay. I'm just going to get some clarification, then I'll answer. When you mean building a product, you mean we building a platform that can be used to sell beauty products, or are you formulating those beauty products yourself?
Okay, I'm just like using that like an example. example, like you're supposed to be, you're supposed to be building a product, a particular product, but you cannot really without products. I'm just using that
Okay, okay,
beauty
that's fine.
industry
Okay,
as an example.
okay, okay, that's fine. Let me give this in terms of you're building something, but you can't relate to it. But it has to do with product management, and you're passionate about product management, and you're passionate about building products or seeing your product thriving, right? Adeleke, am I correct about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you're passionate about product management, and as a product manager, you want to be a product manager, a successful product manager, and for now you're not a founder, you've not founded anything, you are looking for and trying to work for others, and maybe God kind and your experience and your skill set, you got into an industry, into an organization, and they're building something you can't relate with. But you're the product manager. It's two things, my darling, that I will say with all honesty. Is either you walk away and look for something else, or you sit up, learn what it takes to build that product, or learn what it takes to make that product to thrive. Use your product management skills and let, because when it comes to product management, it's either you are managing a platform or you are managing, yeah, that's it. Or you are then, if it's the operation side, you are also onboarding the things on the platform. Do you understand? So, but you just have to learn what it takes to build it, so you can be able to relate to it. If maybe, I don't know if this will drive it home, Adeleke, but let me use it as an example. 3 years back, 3 years back or so, yes, I was privileged. I always call it a privilege. I was privileged to get into organization where I am currently. And when I was being hired as head of operations, of course, which is for head of operations first, which is for business, products, and projects. I didn't sincerely. I don't have a full. I won't tell you that I had a full grasp of what it is all about. But yes, I know the job description. You know that job description will not tell you the type of product portfolios inside, right? Good. But one of the product portfolios that I know everybody knew about ISC is iRecharge. It's a it's a very popular product and it's doing very well. So yeah, in the operation side of it. But coming in, I realized that there was a bigger need that they needed me for. I I was experienced in software projects. I have handled products, but um, I have not purely built a particular type of product. I couldn't relate to this type, and I'm going to mention which type it is. But I've implemented it. There's a difference between implementing something, especially enterprise products, and building one. Trust me, building one is not a joke like I'm doing currently. That's why I was missing some of the sessions. It's crazy. So, and my MD said, Messi, we need you to do this. I can't give this to a senior a project manager to handle. I want you, because you're the head of the department. I want you to take the cap of being the manager, like the fact you're the head of, and go in and manage this. And it's an enterprise customized ERP for public sector in Nigeria. And let me tell you one thing that most of us that are in tech run away from is public sector. They're the most difficult people to work with. Talk more of to build. They prefer to go to the big OEM, put 1 billion on the budget, and they will use half in their pockets and then pay the OEM half. They prefer that one. I will not even mix words. I've been in the public sector for B2G for a long time. Now, can you imagine the now let me tell you the worst part of it. I'm trying to relate with your ability. Getting into the project, the head of tech that is supposed to work with me came to my office, sat down and said, Madam Mercy, and he calls me Madam Mercy, as in from day one, that's what he calls me. He doesn't fake it. I said, Madam Mercy, I was just going to tell you one truth. I know that me and you supposed to work on this project, but I hate public sector and I don't want to get involved. Please, can you just can I give you my best hands and you work with them? That's the second fear, or the second frustration. But because I am someone that want to make a success of my career and the role, I reached out to some of my mentors. One was in Oracle because I've implemented Oracle, and because when you're in Oracle, at least you understand development. But implementing, you may not understand it. And I usually implement with implementation partner from either Egypt or India. As at then, 2018, 2017. So I was always the product manager, but the implementation partners are out of they're not in the country. So a lot of things will not be really clear. Not like your cross-functional team are with you. So I met her and she she advised me on what to do. First of all, she said, Messi, you have to embrace this and love it. Secondly, go and take business analysis courses because that's where you can scratch it. You can understand the users. You can at least get down to the users. You already understand change management. You already understand software. You already understand projects. You can do your methodologies and everything. That one is already there. Go and go and get skill set that you need to be able to understand these your users and this public sector that is headed, so you can beat them down hands down on their own game. My dear, I didn't so much like it. But I know that let me tell you, the result the end result is what we prefer. I know that I would love to as a then, to say, oh, you build an enterprise product. I would love to have that on my CV. And I know what it will mean to me. But I never really knew that it was not going to be an easy journey. So I didn't like it. But let me tell you this. I gave that project my all. I got promoted twice on that project. I got an award on that project. And I think my boss would not want to let me go. He would do anything he can not to let me go, just because of the success of that project. Now, this is another thing. Recommendation from that public sector started coming into my organization to the extent that my organization won an award, aside my own award. My boss, see, a lot of things happened because of that project. A project I went in with fear, but I listened to my mentor because I wanted to make a success of my own career. I ended up making a success of an organization because now here is even the all the plenty challenges that was my organization has deployed another software before for this same public sector client and they didn't do well. So the resistance was 100%. And I'm a woman and have you seen my height? I'm not this so tall person. You understand? So but today, when I enter that organization, it's like I don't even know from the security, as in they can want to check if they just see my face in my car. They boom, they open the gate, shut up, madam message. As in, and it has gained a reputation from my organization. So when you want to make a success of your own career, if you're passionate about making a success of your own career, delicate, and everybody, you will do what it takes good, that is good. And sometimes you take sacrifices. You have to get trained. You have to learn in the night. You have to, spend your own money to get those trainings. But the end result, trust me, will beat every other pain you go through. So I didn't like it. Remember what I said? It's two things. It's either you want to stay there and make a success of it, or you just simply quietly leave and get something else that you'll be more comfortable. But most of the time, when it comes to building something, you have if you're privileged to build one thing in technology, you've gathered every single experience you need. Trust me, every single experience you need, you've gathered it, and that will be good enough. That would just be my own advice on that. I don't know if that makes sense, both for Adeleke and every other person. If anybody gain anything.
Yes, so thank you.
Yes, ma. Thank
Mm,
you, ma.
okay. All right. So let's quickly the product life cycle I have is not on the slide. So I'm going to stop sharing this. So it's on a Word document. I'll put it on the slide and I'll share everything. This one, at least I already have it. Okay. Yes. You even see, because it's a little bit scratched from my book. So you probably will seeing how which of my chapters is coming from. Okay. So, but I'm very sure that we already all know the product life cycle. But I want to just explain something very key about product life cycle. Okay, just hold on, let me quickly share. Can you see a Word document, please? Product life
Yes,
cycle.
ma'am.
Okay, good, good. I just want to explain something so that we can just understand, just in case we don't, and it could help us also, so that we can know where we fall in our if you're currently working, or where you want to, as a product manager, be. I can tell you this thing, at entry level or associate level, sometimes even senior level, you can only do one part in product management. You can only do one part in product management. But if you if you are able to build a product that's end to end, and you stick with that organization or with an organization, and you build end to end, then you experience product management. I don't know if you understand that. So what I mean by that is product life cycle is one part of product management. The other part of product management is the development side, and the other part is the ideation, which the product owner, the founders, and the CEOs and the senior level product managers sit at. So that's where you see the software development lifecycle that I dropped a training that I asked everybody to try and take. Please try and take that course from IBM. It will help you. And also the Scrum, and there are a lot of them. Now, if you're not coming to a product life cycle, we're talking about when the product initially has been cleared out and moved and shipped to the market. Every other thing that may be happening may not be incremental enhancement, because the platform has been built, and building a platform, first of all, is not a child's play, which is where the other side of product management. So there's the introduction phase, there is the growth phase, which I'm sure we already know, the maturity phase in your product life cycle. That's the product life cycle, not the product development life cycle or the project management life cycle. Now, product management life cycle. Product management has a life cycle, but this is the product life cycle. That means the product has been shipped to the market. So it's going through the introduction phase, which is at this stage marked by low sales. For example, I think that's Faith. Faith, you mentioned that your boss asked you to share something because he wants to meet a client, right? I can tell you that your product is definitely on introduction phase. And most of the time, it may take 2, 3 years, 4 years. I also have a personal product that is, around there, because I had to tear it down and bring it down. I'm trying to improve it. It's an e-commerce platform myself. So a lot of things happen there, a lot of struggles. A lot of people give up at this stage. Product managers are this. If you see yourself and the product life cycle, maybe that means the product has been built and you were brought in. Focus on creating awareness. But you need to, before we can be creating awareness, you need to understand your niche. You need to understand your market type. Are you B2B? Are you B2C? Are you enterprise? But creating awareness is very key. For instance, I have a product that I've been building for some time. It's a SaaS ERP that we're about to. Some MVPs are ready. The second MVP is ready, being used internally. But internally, we are also generating revenue because we are a group of companies. So three of our group of companies have currently signed it, and they're going to be definitely paying the building company, which is IST. Okay, so but silently already, I'm already creating awareness for the product. So probably if you're following me, or you see some of the the posts I make, and sometimes I mention ERP, SaaS ERP, or enterprise ERP. I'm actually doing that on purpose. And let me tell you this, my DM most of the time is buzzing on LinkedIn, because people are reaching out. Either they want to partner and resell it, or they want to come and build. I have a lot of developers, you know, on my DM as we even speak. I have a lot of foreign companies on my DM. Okay, they want to know, can they come and partner with IST to resell it in their country and all of it. So we are now sampling markets, doing KYCs, and doing a whole lot of analysis. So at this point, building awareness, targeting early adopters, and gathering user feedback so that you can also do a level of enhancement. So as we are onboarding users on the platform, we are getting feedbacks. We finished our beta testing, the first level of beta testing, and we went back to do a whole lot of improvement on the ERP still. So that's introduction phase. Then at the growth phase, sales and competitors and competition rise swiftly. PMs must maintain market share. See, that is where you're talking about your term, that's total accessible market and all of it. If there's one course that I would advise everybody here to do, I think I did it like 3 years back. That's from Advanced Women in. They're currently Advanced Women in Technology. Before they were formerly Advanced Women in Products. Their courses is on LinkedIn. It's all about the product lifecycle. Man, you will learn a lot. In fact, their founder now finally happens to be my friend on LinkedIn. That's one of the ways also things about upskilling yourself does. It gives you some crazy networking that can build beautiful relationships tomorrow. Then at maturity stage, you bring stable sales. Like some of our products in the organization have gone to become even companies. Like iRecharge is now a company on its own, came out from IST. A lot of other ones. So there is stability at this time. It's making the millions. You are putting budget ads, BBBBB 0000000 because man, you're looking at a client base of millions. Do you understand? But still, PM should differentiate product, control costs, prioritize customer retention. Very important at this point. Your customer service at this point has to have what they need to work. So I'm also privileged to work with stakeholders and enter management meeting where heads of director, chief, currently chiefs, everybody, most heads are currently chiefs, customer service are bringing their concerns. We are even having to build other platforms for them just to be able to do their customer service job. And then decline phase. Now, sales decreases due to competitions or change in preference. There's one popular one we all know was Nokia Lumia, and most people don't do well at this stage. They all what's the name of those other guys? But a lot of people don't do well. So Nokia Lumia, they didn't do well. They were bought over by Microsoft, and still whoever that product manager is, they need to be that person. Even when a whole Microsoft bought them up, still they couldn't do well to the point that now this is what happened. Partnership. They took partnership for granted, and WhatsApp left. The very moment WhatsApp left, that was there. I said it. In fact, I remember that I told them, I said, for them allowing WhatsApp to leave, that's the end of this product, and that was the end. Who talks about Microsoft Lumia again? So at that point, there are a lot of things you're looking at: customer experience, user experience, partnerships, um, architecture of your platform or your product. How is it built? What kind of architecture is it built on? If the former architecture that it was built on is making it restricted in terms of partnerships, then you need to probably tear it down and not design in terms of architecture, platform, cloud based or on prem, but most of the time it's cloud based. So that's where a product manager. That's where our advice. If you see me advising, take um introduction to cloud computing. I know what I'm doing when I tell my mentors to do mentees to take some of those courses because let well, I will just end this before I say the final word about this thing because it's always been like a concern to a lot of incoming or associate product managers. So that is the product life cycle. At this product life cycle has to do with your product has been built. So you find out that a product manager, you may go into an organization and you meet a product at the product life cycle. You need to identify and you can switch your cap immediately. Switch immediately. That's why I just mentioned if you know you are here, if you know that you're at this level, then there's a course that's advanced women in tech. You need to take it after you have gotten your scrum, but you know that you'll not be so heavy on scrum. Then another course again that I would also advise, which is I think professional. Me myself, I'm trying to get my certification on it. It's like around $300 or so. The certification itself. That's professional um, something. I will drop it on the group. Um, that's for product owners. So, so ability to understand the product management life cycle, that it starts from the product development life cycle and it moves to, yes, go to market, and then the go to market will always be in the market. I've never actually been on that side in terms of marketing. No, I've never been on that side. But I've had to work with people that had to report to me. I've had to be able to do my market segmentation, but I've never, since I've been, because maybe because I came from a tech background, I've never had to do marketing for products and all of it and do, no. But I review designs for marketing. I had to go through, I had to do content, review content. In fact, even as at Friday, I was developing content for blogs, for products to push that on the platform and a whole lot of them. So I review all that. I do markets, I do partnership, heavily on partnerships. Who are we partnering with for the either the product or the platform to perform good and continue to perform. Customer retention, of course, you're looking at marketing, you're looking at ads, and a whole lot of things. So that's like the go to market, and then you take it off from there. Okay. So if you see yourself in it, one of the things I try to do is, before the end of this session, I'm going to be bringing one or two of my senior friends and senior colleagues that are doing so well in other areas in product management, like the growth, and I'll bring them in. And I already spoken to someone that is our chief growth officer, and he said, Mercy, anytime I'll come and speak to your people. So if you find yourself around that side, I mean, I probably, when I bring him in, and you could learn one or two things also, how they handle retention, marketing, ads, and even partnership for B2C. You also do the level of partnership, but heavily partnership on B2B and enterprises. Okay. Then, can you guys still hear me, please? We're even overshoot our time, but I think I'm rounding up already. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the final one I want to just take is different types of product managers. It's on my book actually. Okay, there's so many different types. Okay. And but there are some types that I will not advise you to be immediately. And do you want to know which type to call yourself, to put it on your LinkedIn and call yourself that? And one of them is technical PM. Please, you guys should not be too quick tempted to be to just jump in and say I'm a TPM. You know why? Unless if you started getting international connections and you've done maybe 1 or 2 years experience or 3 years experience, and you don't just it's not just sitting with developers. Probably you understand some level of programming languages, DevOps, of course, cloud computing, of course, agile methodologies in terms of DevOps, of course. And then if you now choose to call yourself a TPM, then that's fine. Okay? But just being a product manager and the market is okay. So the market is either is B2B, is B2C, or enterprise, or SaaS, or AI. Those are the markets. Every other product manager works for this market. Data work for this market. UI UX PM work for any of these markets. Do you understand? So which market do you think you're comfortable with? But I will even tell what I will also advise is just let yourself just let's at least for the next 5 years be open to gain any experience. Be open to gain any experience. Then after that, you can start saying no to some things. Like I do, I say no to some things now currently, even to some big names. I say no to some things because I do I want to be here? Do I want to go back? Where does my passion lie? My passion so much lie on enterprise, B2B, and of course I own a B2C myself. So, but I'm not even sure I want to do a B2C at this my level. Yeah, I can build it. I have product managers under me. Do you understand? But and I own a B2C myself. But where my eyes is always is on enterprise. I know that's like the most difficult part to be, but yes, it takes time to break there, yes. But but that's where I prefer to be. AI related platforms and systems. Yeah. So other types of product managers, there's the product owner. This is one part I will advise everybody to pay attention to, irrespective of your product type, irrespective of your product manager type. Please pay attention to what it takes to be a product owner. And there's a course that I'm going to recommend. I will drop it on the WhatsApp group after the session on the two groups. If you're chance, if you're less busy, take the training first of all on Udemy. I think it's like 4,000. Just wait for when they're on promo. If you're not on promo, it's 35K. But when Udemy is on promo, which they're always on promo every month, and you can put it on budget, maybe next month or next 2 months, put it on budget and just get it and learn all those backlog grooming, partnerships, Scrum, a whole that's the higher level of Scrum in product and a whole lot. It will do you really great. Especially if you're looking for international jobs, product owner will do you really great. Okay, all right. And there are hardware PMs. Yes, there's I was at that side, hardware PM, because then you see these laptops, I can open it to tomorrow, any laptop, close it back. I learned that. So that, and then there's some people that even just on manufacturing it, but here we were coupling in Nigeria, we are coupling modular and coupling servers, um networking my equipment. There's some people that are passionate around that side. They are also PMs and doing so well. It's just like in Nigeria, we don't recognize it because we don't really have production here. Do you understand? So, but outside the country, those guys are kings. You know, there is SaaS, which is where I sit heavily. I'm a SaaS person, software as a service and enterprise. So that is where you build a software that can run seamlessly. And trust me, or you can be able to build a software that can run, just release it in the market and it can be used. You know, things like products like Microsoft, Oracle, Zoho, ClickUp, Trello, all those things are SaaS, you know, and the PMs there are doing so well, so well. Platform PM. So a platform PM, as long as that's anything, either SaaS, but if you're very, and for you to be a platform PM, it means you must have had a very good background in development. So I have, for instance, I have a lot of people disturbing me to come and do platform PM for them in Nigeria. People like Flutter, when I tell them no, I love where I am for now. I'm not looking to move yet because I'm trying to finish up some things and wrap up some things that I'm really doing that I love so much that are very dear to my heart. So software PMs, yes. So we are very good at software development. Maybe specialize in software application development and lifecycle. So if you could see yourself in an organization and they build software, like where I'm coming from, we build softwares for enterprises, government, personal. We build software for e-commerce software, not with WordPress. So we build we build apps for people and we hand it over to them and they manage and yeah, we do all that. So that's software PM. Of course, API. You're very good in API. You can do API documentations. Yes, maybe you're coming from technical background, or you can learn it. You know, it can also be that. But for now, I would say focus around being around software, e-commerce, platform, um, SaaS. Of course, you can leave cloud computing because I can hardly see any person in Nigeria going into outside. There's no cloud in Nigeria. There's no much cloud. Even though I was coming from an organization that had a data center, I have actually gone 360 in this in this technology thing. Yeah, but there are no real functional clouds apart from what am I saying? Sorry, Galaxy Backbone. Before they come and slap me, just in case you know somebody there. I'm about to send one of my customers to Galaxy Backbone. In fact, it's the one on my table currently. So yeah, instead of AWS, because of data protection in Nigeria, so we are going to Galaxy Backbone. And of course, yeah, they're doing well. They're doing reasonably fine. And although we're doing our configuration ourselves, full force, we might say. Of course, you don't have to worry about your UX PM, but if you are interested in AI, and I want to see people that are interested in AI, please, it is now you need to start. start now. If you know you're going to be interested in AI in the next 5 years, please start now. And if you are, please just reach out to me. I would sure, because myself, I'm still learning and I'm trying to really grow. And yeah, I would love to show someone else some of the routes I'm taking. You know, growth PM, like I said, go to market. That's the growth. Those guys, they pay them well. So you need to learn. You need to understand go to market. You need to understand the numbers. And if you're privileged to, it requires trust. So if you enter into a startup most of the time and you follow a founder or a CEO, from scratch, most of the time you will get into growth. Yes. And then of course the technical is they're always sitting with development team. Yeah. So you get to a level and probably you understand programming, a lot of programming languages, a lot of frameworks, you understand code, you can debug codes and all of it. Then yeah, and all that. Of course, the generalist PM are the ones they're always looking for. They're looking for these ones. Most organizations are looking for these ones, the ones that can handle a wide range of functions, adaptable to various situations without specific, and that is where I sit. Yeah. So questions. That's end for today. I'm going to put the document together and I'll send it to you. So questions, open to questions. Like I said, this is not training, this is mentorship, and the style is slightly different. It's for me to make sure that when things are making sense and you can see the future even from today. That's like my objective. You can see the future from today. So questions, feedbacks, yeah. Let's speak. The house is still full, so is someone saying something? Uh, do we all understood the session, the my breakdown, the last part?
Yes, I actually did. In as much as I've been out and I was struggling to grab everything I could grab. It was an impromptu out, and I had to just run an errand. So, but I was out there. That was because I know how important this is to me. So I was still struggling to, you know, understand everything you've been coaching us on so far.